Elon Musk just took on woke gaming in the most hilarious way at his town hall in Pennsylvania. He's been on the trail going out and, of course, campaigning for President Trump like I've never seen before. And this marks a big change. I mean, with Elon Musk actually opposing President Trump before, he sees exactly the danger of what's going on with DEI everywhere in society that's crept into everything, including video games, which made things about the worst it's been in 2024. Now, gamers everywhere are rejecting these DEI video games. We've seen what happened with Concord. We saw what happened with Dustborn. We saw what happened with Unknown 9 Awakening. And we're waiting on Assassin's Creed Shadows, which Ubisoft is very, very scared to release, as we know at this point. It's been a crazy, crazy year, but the gaming community has risen up and said no to this stuff. So somebody in the crowd asked him if he'd start his own gaming development studio. Let's see what he said in just a moment. My name's John Delarose. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all things happening in the culture. I am a science fiction and comic book writer, and I'd like you to sign up for my newsletter. It's in the description below. I give you a graphic novel, the first in my series for Flying Sparks, my superhero, a steampunk book, and a sci-fi book just for signing up. And yes, we are writing a lot of books here. I'm prolific and trying to fight back in that space and culture as well. If you don't know how bad books and comics are, it's like 50x worse than video games. It is a place where you're blacklisted from publishing 100% unless you fall for that agenda, and it's a crazy space. So this is what we're doing to fight back. So you can do your part. Sign up. Thank you guys so much for being here and for reading. Appreciate you. All right. So at the town hall in Pennsylvania, he just went off, and it was pretty epic and pretty awesome. A young man went up to Elon Musk and asked him about his thoughts on the woke mind virus in video games. And Elon interrupted him and said, "Make video games great again." Pretty awesome right there. And then he said, with recent flops like Concord and Dustborn, prioritizing pronouns and things like that. And Elon said, rightly, "That's annoying." The gamer continued, "I was wondering, have you ever thought about making your own game studio and making an impact on the industry?" Elon had a thoughtful reply. He said, if there's one thing that would be a fun thing to do, it would be to start a gaming studio. I do actually intrinsically love video games, and I think actually, if you apply AI to video games, you can really make incredible video games. Now, that's pretty funny because we know that the left woke mind virus people are so triggered by the use of AI in anything that they'll just lose their minds based on that statement alone. I always talk about it in the book publishing industry where they're flipping out about all these submissions coming in from AI writing. And they are getting thousands and thousands of submissions at these legacy publishing companies, and they say it's screwing everything up. And I'm just like, well, the main problem with AI is the lack of consistency and like the lack of good product. I'm not worried about AI because I write so much better than AI ever could. But these people are, and they flip out about it. It's generally fun when he talks about it. He says, I think generally for content, the problem with DEI and the woke mind virus is it kills the art. Absolutely. As soon as you can see something that is forcibly imposed on the story and is discordant, it destroys the art. It's hard to enjoy the story. It kicks you out of the story because you can't just feel that you're being lectured. And that's the case that's been happening all the way around. You can't help but go back to Az's Starfield rant where he talked about the pronouns in there, about the whole problems that goes on with this current day California crap that they're shoving into these video games. And that rant, of course, echoed across the world. That might have been the snowball that actually got a lot of this going, believe it or not. And when that went viral, it seemed like everybody resonated with that and said, yes, we hate this kind of thing. We hate being lectured in our video games. We don't want this anymore. We just want to have fun again. And if you look at the games that have succeeded this year, like Stellar Blade, like Space Marine 2, like Black Myth Wukong, those lectures are not there. It is just fun gameplay that's pretty simple, and those companies have profited because of it. Now Space Marine 2 is sitting around 4.5 million players because of this. And meanwhile, we're watching Unknown 9 Awakening. It's down to 3 players. Last Stuttering Craig was looking at it. Not doing so good over there. An audience member replied at this point. He says, "You're seeing it in movies and TVs and all that kind of stuff. Just let me enjoy my video games." And this harkens all the way back to 2014, my friends. Remember Gamergate and sort of that mantra. I just wanted to play video games. Why didn't you let me? And then we had to call out all of the problems that were going on in gaming journalism because they're being unethical. And instead of just like listening to the gamers, listening to their general audience, they all decided to double down. If you look at Kotaku and IGN, PC Gamer, they all push for that woke agenda over the video gaming experience 100% of the time. We have Alyssa Mercante just losing her mind on gamers, attacking gamers on behalf of the video game industry. And a lot of the video game industry is actually following suit with her. Every single time these people take the L and have a game that's just a failure because it's something that's not fun to play, that's not an interesting gameplay experience, and that, of course, pushes the leftist politics through everything it does, they cry at the gamers, call everybody racist, sexist, misogynist, homophobes, istophobe, whatever phobes at this point. And this is exactly what they do every single time. So instead of self-reflecting and saying, hey, we're an entertainment industry, we're supposed to entertain, they just double down on going against their own customer base because I guess they want some like modern audience to come in and replace us. Unfortunately, it just doesn't seem to be happening in the video game industry or any industry for that matter. If you're looking at movies and TV shows, the ratings are just atrocious. We were showing that Agatha All Along, the lesbian witch show from Disney Plus that's replacing all the MCU stuff we used to love with Captain America and Iron Man and Thor. That one is posting ratings lower than The Acolyte and half of what the WandaVision show was doing a couple of years ago. They've lost their audience, and there is no modern audience to replace them. And that goes for anything. So it echoes sentiments because Elon Musk has talked about this before. He's been increasingly vocal about the space, especially of video games. And Ashley St. Clair was posting something, which was a quote tweet of the Quartering, about just anti-white and anti-male agendas going on in video games. And she said this is a massive problem. It's widespread throughout the entire gaming industry, and this was all the way back in March. And Elon said straight up, it should not be acceptable for any company in the gaming industry to be racist and sexist against white guys. And they are. If you look at what Ubisoft's done, even in recent months, they have this like anti-white male agenda going on. They're bringing in interns and they say, if you're white and you're male, you need not apply. Now, I don't know how that goes in Europe, if that's legal or not, because they're a French company. But in America, you could sue them over that for sure, because that is discrimination and that is protected classes under the law. And I think we're going to see more and more lawsuits over this type of stuff. I think that white males have just kind of sat on their thumbs for too long dealing with this kind of thing. And once there's actual discrimination lawsuits, these companies are going to have massive problems because they are actively discriminating. It is actively trying to hurt a certain class, and that's exactly what it is. Now, Elon doubled down after the town hall that he had, and he said this: DEI kills art. And it does every single time. When you have that kind of agenda, it's false, it's evil, it's satanic, and you can't have anything good and beautiful and true when it's false and evil and satanic. It's a very simple syllogism right there. But DEI is everything but, too. What's interesting about the whole lie and even what it says, it's diversity, and none of it's diverse. It all looks exactly the same. It all has exactly the same thought patterns. Equity, no, nobody's equal. In fact, white males are not allowed, and so there's no equality there. And inclusion, and the whole point of it is to exclude white males, straight people, and Christians every single time. That's exactly what they're trying to do, and it's because it's a social agenda to try to reshape America into this communist hellhole. We'll just be honest about it right here. That's exactly what they want. Well, I'm glad Elon Musk is in on this, and he says it would be fun to start a gaming studio. Maybe he will in the future. Would you like to see Elon Musk starting his own gaming studio? Please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'd be very, very interested in that. I'd definitely check out a game for sure. Hit the like and subscribe button, my friends, and please sign up for my newsletter in the description below. Get some free books and have some fun with us in a space where we are fighting back against this evil culture.